Another Nintendo Direct has come and gone, which means that there's a bunch more games coming to the Switch 1 and the Switch 2, so let's just jump in and see what we have. So the first game that was shown was actually a pretty big one, and that was Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection. Now, I'm a pretty big fan of the Monster Hunter series in general, and I actually own in my library, but have not played the first 2 Monster Hunter Stories games. So I'm actually pretty excited to see what a third entry in the game could entail, what new concept or mechanic Capcom might be creating for specifically the third that they might not have been able to put into the first 2. Now, if you don't know what Monster Hunter Stories is, it's basically Monster Hunter meets Pokemon if you want to throw the really easy explanation out there. Become a monster tamer, go in, steal monster eggs from nests, hatch and raise the monster as your own companion, and use them to fight in battle. Now, I am excited for the third game because the bits that we saw might actually be foreshadowing a kind of deep storyline in there, and it said 2 beans for 1 egg, so I'm wondering if there might be twin monsters in there. I'm just really excited, and this is giving me the kick in the butt to go and play those first 2 games before this one releases. So this game does earn a wishlist spot. Now, the next one, I saw some people kind of disappointed, and looking into it more, I kind of understand why, and that is Once Upon a Katamari. Now, Katamari, for those who don't know, is a game specifically about rolling a bunch of stuff into a giant ball. It seems very fun, very mindless. I love the concept, but when I tried to play the demo of one of the games, I just couldn't grasp the understanding of the controls, so I kind of gave up for the time being. Now, even though the game is pretty popular in its niche of players, people are a bit disappointed. It looks like they're using the same engine from the Switch 1 releases, which means there is no graphical upgrade for the Switch 2 hardware, and that's leaving some people a bit disappointed. I can understand why. We just spent a bunch of money on a Switch 2 for brand new hardware, and we want some games that are made for the Switch 2 and look like new gen games. And this just doesn't. I'm still really excited for fans of the Katamari series because a new game is a new game at the end of the day. But I think this one will be a pass for me. Next, we have Just Dance 2026. It's another Just Dance. I'm gonna pass on this. Congrats to Just Dance fans. Next, we have a port coming in, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. This game has already released on multiple other platforms already. It's just getting ported over to the Switch, so congrats if you're a Dragon Ball fan. I'm really not. I've never watched the anime in any form, so this game does not entice me, but congrats if you were a Switch-only owner and really wanted this game, you can now have it, but this is getting a pass for me. Plants vs. Zombies Replanted. Now, I really loved the design of that cinematic of the guy sitting on the couch with the plants. I was really hoping that that entailed a brand new Plants vs. Zombies game with some new mechanic, really updated for like the modern era, but that is not what we got. We actually got the first one. We got the original Plants vs. Zombies. It's been replanted, and now you can play it on your Switch. If you want to defend a backyard and return to the year 2009, feel free to get this, but because I just have too many games to play, this is getting a pass. If it was a new game, I would probably get it, honestly. Next, we have soccer. We have EA's soccer game. So if you want to play soccer, but you don't actually want to get up from the couch, here you go. I am not really a big fan of these kind of games, so this will be a pass, and I don't even think I need to explain this game. It's soccer. Now we have Pac-Man World Repack 2. So a revamped Pac-Man platformer is coming to the family of Switch systems. So you get to take control of the classic yellow circle as you go and eat pills, venture around various environments, and then go through and fight different bosses with the power of Pac-Man. This does seem quite fun, and it does seem like a game that I would have played if I had access to it in my youth, because I just love these kind of platformer-esque 3D games. I am curious to see how this one will fare because we just got the mega release with Donkey Kong Bonanza, and that is, people are saying, the Odyssey of the Switch 2. So I would like to see how this more revamped of a classic platformer holds up and compares to what might become a modern classic platformer. We'll just have to see. But right now, this will be a paused. I will be looking at it, but probably depending on the price, will depend on if I get it. Next we have Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. Sorry if I said that wrong. So basically, if you want to get into some more classic Square Enix games, you might want to check out the upcoming Ivalice Chronicles. This seems like a very loving remaster that includes both the 1997 classic version of the game and a 2025 remastered version. So this remaster also includes voice acting, which was not included in the 97 original. And in addition, they created new lines overall. And of course, there's a bunch of jobs to master with this game. There are actually over 20 jobs for you to master, hundreds of abilities to learn, and you can even catch chocobos. So this does seem like a game that you can sink hundreds of hours into, and it does seem like just a game that you're going to get lost in if you really love these types of games. So I am actually kind of interested in this game, and it's going to get a spot on my wish list. Then we have the port of Persona 3 Reload coming over. People have been speculating that this was going to come over to the Switch 2, since even on the Switch 1 they were able to shove Persona 5 Royal onto there. So it's now just allowing more people to experience a brand new Persona game, because chances are, unless you are a major Persona fan, you've probably only played Persona 5, let's be real. So I don't really have much to say. The game looks amazing. I have it actually on my shelf for PS4, so I'm not going to get the Switch version, but if you can only play it on the Switch, I do recommend getting it, because the series is just really good if you like really interactive RPGs. So in the end, I'm really happy that more people are being able to access this game. So this is good. I already have it, so I recommend. Now we have Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. I actually skipped the Hyrule Warriors games previously that were kind of attached to the Breath of the Wild game, but honestly, I might go back and get them if I can find them for a decent price, because I'm kind of hoping they run better on the Switch 2, kind of like how the DS and the new DS ran their Hyrule Warriors better. But I, for the longest time, didn't realize that they were canon, and I kind of want to get more of the story, especially with Age of Imprisonment, since this is telling the story of what happened to Zelda when she was thrown into the past during Tears of the Kingdom. So I am really interested in this story actually, and this is a very easy add to the wish list, and the upcoming release of this game is probably going to actually finally get me to go back and finish Tears of the Kingdom. And next we have the latest Madden game. It's another Madden game. You play football. I will admit the graphics do look pretty good, but it's just like Just Dance and FIFA and all the other stuff. You already know what it is, so if you're going to get it, you already know it. Like I said earlier, I'm not a big fan of sports games, so this is a pass for me. Now we have Chillin' by the Fire, and I feel horrible given my reaction to this game, and it looks like a project game from a dev trying to maybe test out a new engine or something. I think the game itself looks gorgeous and it does look fun, but it seems like that is a mechanic or a function that is part of a bigger game. So putting it in a package by itself as a standalone game, I'm not sure how successful it's going to be. So this will be a pass. If it was part of a bigger, maybe chill survival game, you're hanging out on the beach where the fire pit is, maybe it does have some co-op. If it was expanded a bit more, this would probably be an easy buy for me and my friends, but since it's just the fire making, it's going to be a pass. Now we have Apex Legends coming over. Never buy any physical Apex Legends game, boxes, cards, anything. It's free. Unless you are someone who actually wants to like buy skins. But don't waste money on buying a physical if you are buying it for someone else. It is free. But yeah, it's coming over. We knew it. It now looks and performs a lot better than the Switch 1, so that's nice. The team behind Apex Legends seems to be working diligently to actually make it run good on the system, so that's nice. If you love Apex and you only have a Switch 2, congrats, you can actually probably properly play the game now. So congrats to you guys. This is a pass because I tried it for a weekend and I suck at it. Next we have Hella, which even though I didn't vibe with the graphics a whole lot, the actual interactions and gameplay kind of have me a bit interested in it. You are a little mouse and you're venturing around the world trying to make a health potion or healing serum for your witch friend, I think you're the familiar of, your witch buddy, because they're sick. And I do believe that this is also a co-op / multiplayer game. And so it does seem like a really cute game to just kind of roam around with your friends. I do believe that being a small mouse opens up some good gimmicks or puzzles to have in the world that is just larger than you. So the graphics didn't grab me, but the potential and concept of it does intrigue me a bit. So this will be on my watch list. I'm gonna wait and see what else comes out for it and kind of see if it's going to get bumped up to my wish list. Now we have Star Wars Outlaws. This is another port. The game came out on other systems and it kind of flopped from what I heard. I've never played it before. I'm just not a huge Star Wars fan, so I do have to go off of what other people say. But the graphics and clips that it showed in the showcase, it seemed to run pretty good. So if you do want it, the performance doesn't seem like it's being held back a lot. This will be a pass for me. Next we have Chronos: The New Dawn. So I believe I actually saw this on Twitter with a PR team promoting it a while back. So seeing it here, this was a new trailer and got a little bit more, so that was kind of cool. This is very much a horror game, and you are jumping between two segments of time in, I forget if it's the past or the present, but one of those two. And then you're jumping between that and the future. And so the world is overrun by grotesque monsters, and you're having to kill them, but also be very strategic because living monsters can come across the deceased monsters and actually absorb, mutate, and empower themselves to become stronger. So there seems like there's going to be a lot of strategy and thinking involved in this, and like thinking on your feet, thinking long term, thinking short term. It does seem very interesting. So this is actually going on my wish list. I'm very intrigued as someone who is a total baby but really wants to get into horror games. This is going on my list, and we'll see when I can actually pull the trigger to get it. Next, if you're a Yakuza fan but have been stuck without any way to play them, 2 more games are coming for you. They are the Yakuza Kiwami games. Both 1 and 2 are coming over in November. And so that is really exciting if the Switch is the only system that you have and you really want to play an amazing series like the Yakuza. And so this is actually great if you want to play them, but you just haven't started yet. Go and grab Yakuza 0 that's already on the platform, and you can play through that before the next 2 games are out in November. So I actually already own these games, so I own them already. Not gonna rebuy them. Next we have Sizzle Reel Time. I didn't get a whole great look at any of these games because they run a sizzle reel. So Goodbye Universe, it seems quite interesting. You play as a 6-year-old that moves around stuff with like mind powers. Seems kind of interesting, kind of want to look more into it. Don't really know, because I don't really know what to do. NBA Bounce, it seems like a cute basketball game. It seems like a young child or like teenager or someone just like chilling out that really likes basketball would love this. Not a game for me, but it's cute. It's cute. So apparently there is Hello Kitty Island Adventure DLC coming out, but I didn't realize this because I don't play the game. They're not on Switch 2. So this is strictly for Switch 1. You can't play Hello Kitty Island Adventure on your Switch 2. Shocking. I feel bad for them. And the remake of Romancing Saga 2 is also coming to the Switch 2. Shinobi Art of Vengeance. It seems to give a unique 2D action platformer adventure, and it has a pretty eye-catching style that I just really like. So it actually does have a demo that's out right now. It came out during the showcase. And so I'm probably going to try out the demo and see if it gets put onto my wish list, because it seems intriguing. And lastly, they showed Borderlands 4. Who knew such a massive game would be able to get shoved onto the Switch 2, because people were saying that the Switch 2 was not going to be all that. But it seems like it ran well in the preview, so exciting if you're a Borderlands fan who doesn't have like a PC or something to run it on. And next, the 2 One Last Things, both Squeenix games. So we have the Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales. This one seems super interesting. It takes that Octopath HD 2D styling and brings it to life once again for a brand new series by Squeenix. And it just seems really interesting. The most enticing part for me was actually the fighting. There's no turn-based battle system here, like it is with most pixel RPGs like Octopath. You actually fight in real time, and you fight as Elliot, and you can also control your Fae familiar, which is really neat. You can use her for attacking, and also it seems like you can use her for some puzzle mechanics. It seems very, very interesting, and I'm actually pretty excited. So this does get added to my wish list. And lastly, the Octopath references wasn't just for nothing. Octopath 0 was revealed. 0 seeming to take place from the main character's name, Zero, and you get to have an entirely new Octopath adventure. And once again, in that modern classic HD 2D style that it popularized, it's once again back, looking gorgeous as ever. So I didn't see a whole lot in it. It seems like there is a bunch of characters in a fight, and I'm not sure if that's throwback to the other two, if it's just you bring a town together maybe for a boss fight, or what. But once again, the Octopath Traveler series has been amazing for anyone who plays it, so I'm predicting that this one's going to be pretty good too. I actually still need to play the other one, so this is paused, because I'm not buying a third game in a franchise without playing the first two. I need to save my money. So that was actually everything that was in the showcase. It wasn't that bad. Now granted, I think it was just okay. There was a lot of ports, but I understand. We need to port the high effort games that couldn't get onto the Switch because of the limited hardware. We now need to get them onto the Switch too. You need to showcase them the same way that you originally would showcase games like Borderlands 4 and Cyberpunk and all those really big games. You need to put it right in front of the consumer's face to say, hey, if you haven't played Cyberpunk, you can now play it on your Switch too. It entices the consumer to use their Switch for more than just the new Mario game, more than just Donkey Kong. It is trying to grab them to play the more third-party games. So I do recognize that there was a lot of ports, but there was also some really cool games coming over to the Switch, and some were Switch exclusives, which was kind of cool. So I'm really looking forward to Monster Hunter Stories 3, Chronos, and The Adventures of Elliot. So overall, I think that it was okay. It's the beginning of a new system, so we're going to get a lot of ports in these guys, so there's only so much we can do. But let me know what was your favorite announcement from the Direct in the comments below. Let me know. But overall, if you liked this video, go ahead, give me a thumbs up to let me know that I've done well. And maybe scroll around the page, see if there's some other stuff that you like. But that's going to be it for me for today. Thank you everyone who watched. I hope you got something out of it, and I hope to see you again in a future video. Bye guys.